Chelsea's search for a new head coach is ongoing, and one of the main candidates is Julian Nagelsmann. But how would he improve Chelsea if he were given the job? Join me as we discuss that very topic today. Please like the video and subscribe, it really would mean a lot to me. But now, let's discuss how Julian Nagelsmann improves Chelsea. This is one of the ways that I think that Julian Nagelsmann will be able to set up this Chelsea side. As you can see, I've got them lined up in a 4-2-3-1 with Reece James, Fofana, Badiashile and Chilwell, the double pivot of Enzo Fernandez and N'Golo Kante, three attacking midfielders of Mykhailo Mudryk, Kai Havertz and Madueke. And yes, I did say attacking midfielders. Mudryk and Madueke are not going to be necessarily playing as out-and-out wingers in this system. And then you have Raheem Sterling, who is obviously playing majorly out of position, but I do think that given some time and given some coaching, I do think he will be able to transition himself into this role, and it was also get him into better goal scoring positions. I think he's got the speed for it, I think he's got the pace for it, and I also think that with some clever tactical coaching he could really be very good at that role. When we talk about the way that Nagelsmann likes to go about it in this attacking sense, which is what we're going to start on, he is all about rotation. It's rotation. These four players that I've got highlighted here in this box, we have Mudryk, Havertz, Madueke and Sterling. These players are all going to be part of a rotation basis. There are no strict positions. Sterling is not an out-and-out striker, neither is Mudryk being an out-and-out winger, neither is Havertz being a central attacking midfielder. They all rotate. They all go in between their own positions. And it's all about making sure that you're utilising the space with whatever personnel you have possible, and then whoever is left over to really fill in the voids in the space that the others have left. He also likes to play down the wing in specific, especially when he has very good attacking fullbacks. So, for example, if he has Raheem Sterling in that striking position, Sterling is going to drift over to this left hand side. It's all about creating balance across the attacking parts of the pitch. Madueke will then join him. If I remove these lines as well so that you can see a little bit better, we can have Sterling and Madueke drift over to this extra side. This will then allow Chelsea to be that little bit more balanced when going forwards. Sterling will come over, so will Madueke, and then Mudryk will also come across. Again, it's all about rotation and backing up your attacking players. Havertz will do the same as well. This will then give the option for Reece James to start going forwards, and all of a sudden you now have two separate occasions where you have balance down this side. Reece James creating an extra bit of dominance from the flanks, the opposition being dragged over to this position where Sterling and Madueke, Mudryk as well are occupied, but also it's to bring over players so that you have the bursting runs of a Enzo Fernandez from a N'Golo Kante, allows them to go forwards as well, and all of a sudden you have everyone else moving up the pitch. Again, everyone gets involved with the attack. Fofana comes over and covers for Reece James, who goes across. You have the likes of Badiashile and Chilwell just coming across and covering, making sure that they're all defensively very sound. Reece James bombs forward and helps out with Enzo Fernandez, who's going to get himself towards the box, as is N'Golo Kante. Everything is about rotation. Sterling will then come round. Madueke will then come into the centre of the pitch, and it all allows for everything to be very free-flowing. This makes it difficult for people to mark, and it also is an extremely useful system when rotating through possession. Again, we can do that exactly on the other side because Chelsea have such versatile and such good fullbacks. They have the ability to really make a lot from the situations that both the strikers and the wingers can create. So again, on this other side you have Mudryk driving down this right hand side. Sterling will come and assist him, and so will Kai Havertz. Madueke will cut inside to the middle of the pitch, keeping that occupying role in the centre of the part that Sterling has then vacated. This allows Chilwell to then come forwards, and then everyone shifts across. It's all about training, it's all about guidance, it's all about coaching to make sure that you have the right balance in certain areas. And once Chelsea have this down to a T, they become a serious attacking threat. And then once again, making sure you're isolating these wing places, making sure that the opposition fullbacks and centre backs are drawn to a certain part of the pitch. For example, it's this right hand side here, and then you have the likes of Chilwell coming in either at the back post. The spreading of the play and the movement of these players then allows the likes of Mudryk, Havertz and Madueke to come over to one side, bringing and allowing the likes and the versatility of N'Golo Kante to then drive through with Enzo Fernandez towards the box. Crosses will obviously be made through to the box, and then you have your balanced attack. Going forwards, it can be very, very useful, but it takes some time to get used to it. It can take a good long while for these players to understand where they should be at certain times, what they should be doing. But once they get it down to a T, and I think it's the utilization of the fullbacks that's going to be the most crucial asset to this, because Ben Chilwell and Reece James are so good at going forwards. With Mudryk, Havertz, Enzo Fernandez as well, with Kante in this double pivot, they're so dynamic. They have the ability to really drift into different places. And again, it's the rotation that Sterling, Mudryk, Havertz and Madueke is going to have. All of these players should be able to play in the same positions. Sterling should be able to switch with Mudryk at certain points and vice versa. And they can do that. Mudryk can still go forwards. It's all about coaching and making sure they have the ability to do that as well. With the defensive aspect, just to touch on that for a second, when this happens and when Chelsea need to be that little bit more defensive, what you're going to see is then drop into a back four with two sitting midfielders, two wingers, and then it's going to become a 4-4-2 flat with Havertz and Sterling almost being very flat and narrow to each other. Then you've got the 4 and then the 4 again. This is going to allow compactness so that if they ever need to drift inside, they can do. They're not too spaced apart, and they want to make sure that there's a big box in the centre of the park so that the players and the opposition cannot go straight through. This is a no-go. They do not want this to happen at all, which is why you have the dynamism of a likes of an Enzo Fernandez and N'Golo Kante to really stop any of that from happening. Mykhailo Mudryk will be the first anchor point to be able to go in for the press, as will Madueke on this side. If Chilwell ever needs to vacate his left-back position, Badiashile will then cover across, and then the knock-on effect goes on. Same thing happens on the other side. Again, it's about balance and it's about rotation. All of these players should be able to do the same jobs on either side, so you have a complete balance down the split side of the pitch. It's all about making sure that the players can drift across. Versatility is absolutely key in a Nagelsmann system, and that's why it works. Every player is versatile, every player understands how they should be going forwards, and it's that versatility and that rotation that will allow them to be extremely dangerous, both going forwards and defending. Very, very exciting stuff. Finally, let me talk to you about another system that I have as well. Here we have a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, if you will. Here I've got Fofana, Koulibaly and Badiashile. We know Chelsea have some very good centre-backs. Koulibaly was rated as one of the best centre-backs in the world. I still think he is one of those. Yes, it's taken him time to adapt in England. However, he's still very, very good. And with the help of Fofana and Badiashile, two young, quick, powerful centre-backs, I think he could really come back to his best. In front of him we have Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez and N'Golo Kante. Kovacic and Kante specifically are going to play pivotal roles in the system because they are going to need to be in rotation with the likes of Kai Havertz, Reece James, Raheem Sterling, and it's all going to be about the rotation of this five being able to go forwards. This is a little bit more difficult to coach, but once they get it down, once they get it done, I do think it's going to be extremely useful. You can see Enzo Fernandez, when he gets the space and time to be able to drive forwards, Kovacic can then come and cover, or Kante can come and cover as well. Vice versa, if Kante goes, Enzo Fernandez comes across and you get the drift. With this system, I do think it highlights the fullbacks or the wing-backs that little bit more, and I do think it's going to be able to highlight their attacking prowess just that little bit extra. Again, making sure that you're utilising the likes of these wing areas, making sure that there are overloads on every single area of the pitch. Sterling and Havertz making darting runs towards these areas, and then on the other side you obviously have the other wing back making sure that they're making full use of the space that is being afforded to him thanks to the runs from the different players. Defensively, of course, it's going to be a little bit different as well because of the three at the back system. You're going to have Kovacic being the main antagonizer on this one side, you're going to have Kante being the main pressure on this side, and then Chilwell is going to drop back that little bit deeper to make sure that they are secure and stable on both sides. Sterling and Havertz, again, making sure that they're able to penetrate between the lines and go behind. Sterling is there as well in the previous system also for that running in behind presence, the threat in behind. This allows them to really break through the lines and make sure that they have a threat. This opens up the space for the rest of the midfielders to be able to play their rotation, and it should be the versatility and the rotation that is in this five-man system, on this five-man midfield, because there are no strikers, there are no focal points. It's all about whoever has the best option, whoever has the best rotation, whoever has the best space. So for example, if the space is in this particular area, then you're going to see Kante really making the most of that. Kovacic will then come in and cover, and so will Enzo Fernandez, allowing Sterling to then go forwards with Kai Havertz. Rotation is absolutely key. Understanding of everyone's positions is key, and utilising the abilities from everyone in this system. He doesn't particularly use wing play, he doesn't particularly use the out-and-out traditional wingers, but I don't think that's going to stop him from using most of Chelsea's squad. I think some of the young players that have come in will be able to adapt to the system, because every young player needs to do that now. You're going to see the likes of Madueke being able to integrate into the system as well, into this Kai Havertz role, or perhaps into this Raheem Sterling role, and the ability to go forwards and the ability to shift with these central midfielders as well as helping out these wing backs is going to be key and pivotal. It's all about rotation, versatility, and the ability to both go forwards and backwards with balance and transition. The transitional play is extremely useful for a team like this, especially with the kind of pressing momentum they have, because you have the likes of Sterling, Kovacic, Havertz and Enzo Fernandez almost in a diamond, going forward and pressing, and then on the other side you have exactly the same, but on the opposite side, of course, keeping that balance within the squad, making sure that it is always there. Balance is key, rotation is key, versatility is key, and those are the main attributes to a Julian Nagelsmann system. One system and a way of playing that I think could transform and get Chelsea back to winning ways. That's it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave the video with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. You don't want to miss what's coming up in the near future. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Julian Nagelsmann possibly joining Chelsea. How do you feel about that? Do you think he would be the right appointment, or should it be someone else? If so, let me know who you would have in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. But like I said, that's it from me for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.